As I've mentioned before, the Super Nintendo is one of my favorite consoles of all time. It has very appealing graphics, especially for the time it came out in, and the soundtracks are fantastic. Some of the they're the best. They're the best of anything ever. Nothing can beat them. And of course, it has some of the greatest games of all time, including some of my personal favorite games. I've narrowed my picks of my favorite games from about 25 down to 10, and here they are.
Number 10, Pilot Wings.
Pilot Wings was one of the SNES launch titles, and in fact it was actually a pretty good game to start out with. It tried a 3D perspective, which wasn't a common thing in games back then, and again, it was pretty good. You control a guy in a light plane, a rocket belt, hang glider, or if he's skydiving or whatever. The objective can be different, but most of the time you're trying to hit a target and then go land on a target or a runway if it's a plane. It's a very relaxing game. It's good for pick up and play. Extravagant.
Number 9, Super Star Wars.
Super Star Wars was the beginning of the good Star Wars games, whereas before they sucked. But in this game you play just as the movies went, with this one being New Hope, even though it's called Super Star Wars. And the next ones were Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. Indiana Jones, on the other hand, also made by JVC, were made in the same style, but packed all into one game, even though they had the same amount of movies at the time, 3. But yeah, this is a really good game, but it is really hard. You get 3... There's a bug inside my light. Okay, anyway, okay, but yeah, really good game, but it's really hard. 3 deaths and you're back to the beginning. It's kind of unforgiving, just a bit. But essentially this game cornholes you until you're shitting laser blasts.
Number 8, Super Mario World.
Every Nintendo console needs to have at least one good Mario game. Well, almost all. This is the definitive SNES Mario game. It had bright colors that showed off the capabilities of the SNES, and it even introduced the feather, which they really need to bring back in Mario games, as well as the Mario Kart games. Do it. Anyway.
Number 7, Street Fighter 2.
This is essentially what defined the tournament fighter genre, along with a game like Mortal Kombat, which, by the way, isn't on this list because I don't like to have 2 different types of games that are too similar to each other on the same list unless I'm talking about that one type of game, which is why I'm not going to have both Street Fighter 2 and Mortal Kombat 2 on this list. Anyway, while this game was very cartoony looking, it still ended up being pretty badass. The series still runs today, with Street Fighter V just being released not too long ago. Now, I could talk about Super Street Fighter 2, or Street Fighter 2 Turbo, or Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, but for now, I'm just talking about the original. Fantastic game.
Number 6, Super Metroid.
Now, the first game was tough. I mean, a large playing field with no map except in a magazine? Yeah, that's tough. This game is the first game on steroids. And crack. And meth. You know what? There should be a cooking game about Walter White. How... Please never show that again. Anyway, this is a really great game.
But you didn't even talk about why you liked it.
We got any other problems?
Nope. Number 5, Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past.
This is my favorite Zelda game of all time. It has appealing graphics, great puzzle solving, and a fantastic soundtrack. One of my favorites on SNES, definitely. Another thing I really like about it is how innovative and new it was. Now, with Zelda 2, the game that came before it on NES, it tried something new, the side-scrolling system, and it didn't work very well. This tried something new, the Light World Dark World system, and it worked really well. The only thing I don't really understand about it is the title. I mean, by Link to the Past, does it mean it takes place in the past with the character Link, or does it mean Link as in a chain of events that are linking to the past? I don't know, just watch the Nerds video on it. Good job, Nintendo.
Number 4, Super Mario Kart.
You know, when I was writing up this list on paper and translating it to my computer, or transferring it to my computer, I almost forgot to put this one on the list. What a mistake that would have been, because this game is awesome. It started up the Mario Kart series, and it's a lot of people's favorites in the series. I would say it's my second favorite, only behind Mario Kart Wii, which you might disagree with. I might make another video on that.
You'll see.
Marvelous.
Number 3, SimCity.
Rule your world. Oh god, what are you doing here?
Rule your world. Lead it to victory over the evil dragon monster.
It's Bowser! I was gonna talk about this game being awesome and how it was the first SNES game I ever got along with Mario Paint. But then you came along.
Game? It's not just a game. It's my life. And I'm not gonna let you come in and ruin my life like that.
You came into my video! And did you just quote Clay World? That's kinda cool. This game's good.
Number 2. Number 2.
On with it.
Sorry. FZero.
Now this is a racing game. High speed, colorful graphics, an actual challenge. Everyone loves this game, that's why there's so many sequels. So why hasn't there been a sequel since GameCube? I keep hearing that they're going to make a sequel to this on the NX, but they said the same thing about the Wii U and before that the Wii. You hear that, Nintendo? We're getting a little impatient. If you keep putting Captain Falcon in Smash, you gotta make a sequel sometime soon. It's the only right thing to do. Magnificent.
Number 1, Super Castlevania 4. Fuck yeah.
Some say Symphony of the Night. Some say Castlevania 3. Some people even say the original. Super Castlevania 4. Some of the best controls for platforming games ever. Awesome adventure. And fantastic music. You can't really find many games better than this. You really feel like you are Simon Belmont. You just have that much control over this game. It's just indescribable. It's just... I really don't even know what to say about it. But if you get the chance, definitely play this. I don't think anybody should go without playing this, ever. Now, before I close this out, let's see how many times I can say great game. Extravagant. Fantastic game. Really great game. Good job, Nintendo. Marvelous. This game's good. Magnificent. You can't really find many games better than this. But essentially, this game cornholes you until you're shitting laser blasts. That last one isn't pleasant to everybody. By the way, before I go, I'd like to give a little shout out to you, FX Chip. I love you. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to watch my last top 10 list, click... Oh, yeah, no, right. It's kind of hard to see because I'm looking at the screen and it's like reversed. So yeah, if you want to watch my last top 10 list, click there. If you want to watch, go to my channel, click there. And if you want to go to a wonderful land filled with wonderfulness, click over there. Bye. Extra... bitch. Fucking shitballs. What the fucking fuck? Extravagant.